So,
please push my button.
please push my button.
I can reach for a well-worn book to give me an escape.
Hello friends!
Hi.
Welcome to another video.
Today we are doing a tag.
Yes. Oh god, what's this tag called?
It's a fall tag.
I think it's called It's Finally Fall tag, even though it's no longer fall. Shh, don't worry about it.
No, it's still fall.
And technically, but it's like winter
It's still
now.
fall until the 21st.
It's okay. Anyways, we were tagged to do this tag by Steph from Coffeeoverapples. Thanks for tagging us. We love you. And so
Still fall, okay?
it's still fall, okay. As long as we get this up before then.
Listen.
That's the key. A while since we filmed together, we don't know what the hell we're doing. This is gonna be a mess.
We pre-filmed a bunch of videos for November and we haven't filmed together the entirety of November.
It's been a hot minute for us of actually filming together, so we're like, what are we doing? How do we do things?
It's been over a month. I don't even remember who this is.
I don't know who I am. Anyways.
I definitely didn't Skype with her every single day of November.
No. Not at all. That definitely didn't happen. We're gonna get into the tag, the Finally Fall tag.
There are 11 questions, well 10 questions. And the first one is, in fall the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting.
I went with The Martian, Andy Weir, because I mean, like, what's more vivid than being on Mars? I actually had a lot of options for this because, like, a lot of books that I really love have very vivid settings, but I thought this was a good choice because I didn't want to be super repetitive like I am in all my tags. And I don't think I've actually talked about this in a tag before, so this is a great book. If you like science fiction, it's really funny, it's short, like it's a super quick read, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. So I highly recommend this book if you're into that stuff, because it almost like 99% takes place on Mars. Like, how's that not fun?
It's wonderful.
It's very vivid. And also, it looks very fall. So,
It does.
2 for 1.
Always fall on Mars.
It's always fall on Mars.
I picked also a space one. I don't know why. We didn't talk about this beforehand.
Oh, no,
but
we
I
didn't.
went on a Sunbeam by Walden. This is a graphic novel, and it's a female graphic novel with like space stuff. There's so much happening in this. I don't think I can understand it. This is not a short. This is very thick. But I have talked about it in other things before, and I just love this a lot. I love Walden, and the setting of this is just so interesting because they're like in a few different places, and every place they go is interesting. So definitely this.
The second question is, nature is beautiful, but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief.
Okay, well, first of all, I too am beautiful and dying.
That is a truth.
Second of all, I don't think I've talked about this book yet in a tag, and I really love it, and it's Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Machado. This is a short story collection, and it is just so good. So many of these stories are so weird and unsettling and just creepy, but also just like the writing is beautiful. There's a whole like Law and Order short story. I don't remember what it's called, Especially Heinous, and it's like cryptid Law and Order. It's amazing.
Wow. We
like,
love it.
So many. It's also very queer. It's amazing. If you have not read this, you need to read this. It's incredible.
When I chose Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo because it is very beautifully written. It's written in verse. I listened to it through the audiobook, so I do not have a physical copy. It's like really beautifully written, and I highly recommend the audiobook if you're into that because it was so good. She narrates it herself, and it's fabulous. Well, with another person who I don't know the name of, but because it follows these two sisters who don't know that they're sisters, and they meet after finding out that their dad has died, and it deals with loss and grief. That's like the whole thing of the book, and it's very well handled, and it gets really deep into it, and it's very emotional but very well written, and I highly recommend it.
Question 3 is, fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new.
I don't think I've read any nonfictions at all in the past several years. I couldn't think of any, so this is all on you, Casey.
Yay! Okay, well, I'm going to talk about the one I'm currently reading because it's given me a real case of as the people at Book Riot say, the did you knows. Like, did you know this? Did you know this? Did you know this? And That Smoke Gets in Your Eye by Caitlyn Doughty. This is about, it's called Other Lessons from the Crematory. This is very dark, but very, very interesting, and she's talking about the way that our society deals with death and the way that it works. I learned something that I brought up actually to my mom in this book, and that is that when you are cremated, they ask you if you want to push the button And most people are like, no thank you. Because that's kind of weird, but also like, I don't want some random intern pushing the button.
Casey, I am not pushing your button. I'd push your button. I'd push your button.
Okay. So I asked my mom, I was like, would it be too weird if I wanted to push your button after explaining all of this? And she was like, no, you should do it. That's so interesting. So,
please push my button.
Please push my button. So that's one of the weird, interesting things I learned in this. Also, the way that they like pull the ashes out and then like basically put you in a blender. It's real weird and dark and gross, but I really am liking it.
I'm happy for you, Casey. Question number 4. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with people you love. Name a fictional family friend group that you'd like to be a part of.
So there's a bunch of answers for this, and I decided to not go with any of my first gut instincts or any of the ones that people have probably done or whatever Bree is probably gonna do.
You don't know what I'm gonna do because I didn't go the obvious route.
Oh, we both didn't go the obvious route. The Syncopation series by Anna Zabo. It is a Rockstar like romance series, and just they're all so cool. Like all the characters and their partners are just like so cool and interesting, and I just want to hang out with them, and also for them to like serenade me because I mean they're in a band, so
yeah. I went with the crew in Cinder and the Lunar Chronicles series. My first instinct was like, you know, like Kelsier's crew in Mistborn, you know, but then I was like, you know what, I don't want to go there. You know, I want adventure, I want fun friends, but I don't want like that high of stakes. Not that there aren't like high stakes in the series, but it's a much more tame YA sci-fi setting. So, you know, I want to go to the moon and fight people. Like, that sounds fun. I can handle that. And all of the characters in the series, they're all fairy tale retellings, and they're just so much fun. I love all of them. So, like, there's not a single one of the, like, main 4 girls or the guys that I don't love. They all work really well together, and I would just love to be in their little friend group. I want to just jump in there and be like, hey, guys, let's do stuff.
Question 5 is the color leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall colored spines.
Okay. I crabbed. I grabbed some books off my shelf.
No, she crabbed.
I crabbed some books off my shelf, as you do. Like, give me a moment.
I'll do the crab dance.
I'll edit this out. Oh, Casey's got a crab dance. I can't edit it out. Casey and her stupid stuff. A stack of fall spines. We got some reds, oranges, and yellows. Some good stuff. There we go. Let's hide my face behind it.
Oh, there's a Schneider. I didn't even realize you picked Robin.
I have read most of these. I've read this one. I've read this one. I've read this one. I haven't read the book on the top. It's the only one I haven't read, which is a YA, I think. Next question is, fall is the perfect time for storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story.
So we both had the same thought on this, and that thought was so overpowering that I couldn't think of anything else. So we're just gonna say Stormlight, because Hoyd exists. But also, like, the books are books in a book. And,
yeah.
Like,
every single Stormlight book is titled after an in-world book, which you get, like, excerpts from in the epigraphs in different parts of the books. Like, all of them have the same overlying theme. There's a lot of storytelling in the books, because Hoyd, it's called therapy.
You need that sweet, sweet flute therapy.
That sweet, sweet flute therapy that we always talk about. If you haven't read the Stormlight Archive, there's just a character who pops up every now and then when, like, your main characters are just, like, having a time, and he tells a story, and it's like therapy. If you haven't read Stormlight Archive, you know. And you know. The Stormlight Archive is what we went with, because we wouldn't be us if we didn't pull it out eventually, right? Like, we gotta be predictable in some places, so highly recommend, as per usual, if for some reason you didn't know that we recommend this.
The nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read.
I don't have a physical copy of this because the only dark and creepy read I could think of I mailed to Casey. So that would be It by Stephen King. It's the only horror book I've ever read. Maybe the only horror book I ever do read. I mean, I've read other things that are like fall into the creepy, but I felt like I needed to, you know, like go the full mile there, and that's the creepiest thing I've ever read. So It by Stephen King. You should know what that is. You should know. So that's my pick for that one. What about you?
Said I went a romance, like gothic romance theme. So I have Briarley by Aster and Glenn Gray, which is a male historical romance that is basically a Beauty and the Beast retelling. and it is very good. It's short, it's cute, it's but it's also like unsettling because obviously one of them is a beast, and also like they can't leave the ground because of certain reasons and everything, and it's historical, so it's creepy. And yeah, I went light creepy for you.
Listen, I don't read a lot of creepy. Number 8. The days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy days. I didn't have any for this because I don't read short or heartwarming things, I guess. So Casey, take it away.
I have a few for you, and if you have any more needs, please request them in the comments down below. Or I think all romance, just because that's like, I mean, if you want like cute heartwarming, I figure you want like fluffy romance reads. So the first one is 3 short stories in one book, so overall it's like 230 pages, which is still like short, and that's Graham's Delight by Mina. Waheed. It's 3 different couples, but all like in the same bakery area, so it's like bakery romance, cute, soft, and sweet. It's very cute. I also have Grounded by Aiden Wayne, which is also a baking romance. I don't know why I went baking, but we really went there.
I mean, heartwarming.
Also, Marry Inkmas and Guarding Temptation by Talia Hibbert. If you have not read Talia Hibbert and are a romance fan, you definitely need to, even if you're not. Her writing is so good, so well done. These are I think two of her self-published works. Marry Inkmas is obviously a Christmas romance, and Guarding Temptation is brother's sister, best friend's sister, something like that. Brother, sister does not work, don't do that. And lastly, I'm just gonna say A Family for Christmas by Jay Northcote, which is a fake dating thing where two of them go to his family's for Christmas and they end up playing board games, and there's a cat that they rescue, and it's just real cute. They find a kitten in the snow. Like,
that's as heartwarming as it gets.
I know, like, what more do you want from me? 9 is Fall Returns Every Year. Name an old fave you like to return to soon.
Alright. I didn't mean to be predictable twice in this video, but I am gonna read this really soon because I'm doing a full Cosmere reread in the very near future. So Mistborn, an old favorite that I really need to return to because I just read them before and I really need to return to Mistborn, and also everything else, but also Mistborn, but also everything else. This is who I am. What about you, Casey? Where are you returning to?
Well, first of all, if you're interested in a Cosmere reread, keep your eyes out for something.
There may be a video about it in the near future.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
It's just also very predictable, and that's Percy Jackson. I feel like there comes a time when I just need to reread Percy Jackson. Jackson's amazing. It's funny and heartwarming and adorable and perfect.
It's so good.
So.
Fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories.
I don't have anything to show, but mine would be tea and a blanket. Well, I have a blanket.
That's the same for me. Mine's blanket and like a mug of cocoa. So,
yeah,
which I also forgot to bring down here. I meant to bring, well, actually my blanket's, it's over there. But I meant to bring one of my like special mugs to show you, and I didn't, and I was too lazy to go all the way up the stairs. So, imagine.
Also a candle.
Oh yeah, and a candle. You know, a good mug of something hot, a nice cozy blanket. What else would be your cozy reading accessories? Like, do you have some weird ones? Because I would love to know.
I just thought of one.
What?
Footy pajamas.
Footy pajamas?
New Year's, I wore footy pajamas to the house show.
You did.
And now I just have footy pajamas.
I wore a classy dress.
We went to the same party, though.
The pictures of us side by side are honestly my favorite thing ever. Anyways.
So good.
Last thing is to just tag people, but I don't know if you just feel free to do it if you want to do it. Thank you again to Steph from Coffee Over Apples for tagging us. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you again, Steph. You were very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. You should all go check out Steph's channel if you haven't.
Yes, please do. Honestly, she's amazing.
Down below, obviously.
She's amazing content.
I don't know if we said that yet.
Everything's linked down below.
Just open the description box. There will be a plethora of things for you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Life Before Death Radiance.
Didn't know what to write about, but now I think I got it figured